Can you remember the particular date and the year when any big event has taken place? I'm talking about the historical event. It's very difficult for me in my school life, and that was the reason I didn't like the subject history, because it created extra stress in my mind. But I had the avid affections for the science subject, mathematics, physics, chemistry, and biological science as well. I liked that very much because there no memorizations, no memory retention is required. Only you need some conceptualized ideas, step by step, what can be deducted. And that's why I liked, because of the logical step, and because of that logical step, everything can be explained on the basis of some theory. But whereas for history, when did it happen? Panipat, first war, second war, third year, fourth year, and who was the party? It's very difficult for me. I totally disliked the subject history. And for me, history was his story, nothing to do with me. But anyway, I had to pass somehow the history subject. But at this matured age, I do not like the science subject anymore. I like to communicate with the people. I like to connect with the people. And that can be possible not with the knowledge of the science, but with the knowledge of how to talk to the people, how to meet with the people. And that is art. And correlations with this art, I like this art subject history, because history can reveal something, the reality in the yesteryears, past years. And history can train us so that we cannot repeat the same mistake again and again. We were under control of the foreign invasions, and we were exploited, looted by the foreign forces. Not only from now, from the very ancient age up to the end of the British rule. And after that also, we kept many of the legacies of the British rule. We didn't remove, because our intention was in the becoming the servant, servile attitude, sycophancy. But we should feel proud that once we were the nation of great heritage. Many big dynasties, they ruled here. But sometimes what happens? The history is not quite depicted in a perfect way of that era. Cholas, Chalukyas, they were no less than the Mughal Empire's glorious past. But those are quite neglected. When I read that glorious past of the southern peninsular India, it reminds me how much courageous our soldiers were there, how much strong our navy were there, that they spread their kingdom in the far-fetched islands on the oceans. But our historian were busy in writing the glorious Mughals and the Pathans in the North India. They completely neglected the southern India, where the glorious past was there. And they built the marvelous architectures of the buildings, temples. Right now also, we can become astonished with the perfect geometry and the perfect pointing out the sunlight in that directions, particular directions where it can directly hit on the forehead of the deities. Quite amazing, isn't it? And not only that, There are some temple in the south which is in the same longitude with Kashi Vishwanath temple. Can you imagine? So these were the science that days. And all those big kings, all those great kings endorsed lot many learned people, not only in the field of becoming the minister, but also the astronomy, astrology, science, and also economy. The great economist like Chanakya, even before the birth of Jesus Christ, he was as a mentor of Chandragupta Maurya, and he saved our country to be attacked by the Greek people led by Alexander the Great. And with his acute wisdom and also cleverly guided mission and the advice to Chandragupta Maurya, he was able to avert the attack of the Greek soldiers in Indian mainland. Otherwise, what could happen? We could not imagine also. Might be that our culture, our religions could have been completely destroyed. So these are the fascinating things which I like nowadays. If any historical event and historical story or the novel I get, I can write, I can read at a stretch many pages despite my busy schedules in my professions. Because we need to know. We need to know the glorious past of our country. And based upon our mistake, we need to teach the coming generation so that what mistake was done by the people, by some treachery, they should not allow to that same mistake may happen. Because of some bribery, because of some treachery, and because of some sabotage of some of the people who just because of some greed or because of some personal ego satisfactions, they betrayed their own army. And that's why India was captured by the foreign forces. So that learning is quite essential for the new generation, and for us also it is essential. For me also it is essential. That's why I try to learn what really happened at that times. And based upon that, just for narrating a story, for telling a story, I can teach the younger generation very passionately so that they can have some vivid pictures about what happened in our glorious first era, or sometimes the traumatic past era, that also need to know for them. So this is all about my love for the subject of history, which I hated most in my school years. That's all.